Mister Young and FRGN.
Get to the gut!
Your podcast sucks!
Yo!
Hey.
I mean, yes! Yes!
Yes!
Yes!
Yes!
Baby!
Yes!
Oh, also Ruby. Anyway, it's Mister Young.
And it's for in the bro. You just hit the nail right on the head. There's so many debuts to discuss. Steroids, bro. Steroids.
Yo, the AEW is going, pardon the pun, all out with basically doing a WCW. Okay, we'll get to that in just a little while. Anyway, I hope you're doing good. Monday afternoon it is. Welcome. The chat's already buzzing. So let me say hello to everybody. I mean, Irvin, what's up? Muhammad Daniel, what's up? Average, what's up, y'all? Muhammad Zafan, Hidayah. Man, everyone's already talking about how excited they are about AEW's All Out.
Oh man, I can't believe it, man. I was just we were taking some time to come online because you kind of had to like shout out every single debut that happened like the last 10 minutes of the show. We knew something was going to happen. The match ended too early, bro.
That's true. Not only did it end too early, there was a lot of buying time, a lot of hyping up the crowd, you know what I mean? Like, You wouldn't end the show. Okay, actually, you know what? I think we're jumping the gun. We'll get to the main debuts in just a bit. First of all, though, once again, every single Monday we do this live, and if you're watching the live stream right now, please jump into the chat and tell us what you thought of All Out. Give us a number grade if you want. Upon 10, what is it? And if you are listening to this on the podcast as well, you want to listen to an audio version, we'll keep you company. Whatever you're doing, hey, be sure to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you get your podcasts.
Yeah, man. Before coming out on the show, I was kind of like just gonna wear like a simple thinking about like okay lah, something that covers my body a bit. But then, right, bro, when somebody debuted, right, I just had to wear this, bro.
You had to wear the bullet clap.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you had to represent. Right. There you go.
Of course.
Muhammad Zafan says 9 out of 10. Also, he asks, who was that chick in our opening video? Yo, you mean the colonizer who says our podcast sucks at the start? Yes.
Yes. That's reverse psychology, by the way. When she says it sucks, right, it means it's like Kurt Angle. Means she likes it.
Sure, we'll go with that. She's a Singapore wrestler, well, based in Singapore anyway. Amazing. We interviewed her before. Go check into the archives if you want to, take a look at that podcast. In the meantime, though, okay, let's jump right into it then, because there's really nothing else to talk about in terms of the WWE side of things, right? Like, what stood out to you on Raw, NXT, SmackDown? Go. Okay, we're done. Let's move on. Oh, I think we have a bit of a frozen...
There's nothing that I want to talk that is WWE related.
Okay. I thought you were like giving us a smoldering look for a second. I realized, your screen froze. But it froze in a good spot.
I'm so sorry.
It froze in a good spot. You were like...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thank God.
It's like,
I was doing a rock lah.
No, it's like Tony Leung in Shang-Chi. That's smoldering like...
Oh.
Making love to the camera.
Guys, I'm very, very scared about the lag because I think there's so many people on the chat, and I think that might cause some crack, or it's just because of my internet. I have no idea.
Bro,
but let's hope we can ride through it.
It has nothing to do with people in the chat lah. It's more to do with...
If anything, blame other people.
Yeah, of course. Walao. Aiyo. Okay. Muhammad Daniel says, I've yet to watch All Out due to work, but when I open IG, I'm like, damn. Okay, to be fair though, like, when you talk about match quality in a pay-per-view, it was really, really good. Like, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. If you talk about number grades right now, what is your number grade?
Nice. Man, match quality definitely 8. Some really impressed me, bro. Lucha Bros and Young Bucks, bro. I gotta give them props, bro.
We'll get to that in just a bit, of course, as we run down the match card. Uthman says your internet, Lade, bro. We are going to crowdfund you some proper internet connections, okay? But in the meantime, though, Irvin brings up a very good point. And I was thinking about this earlier as well. When I finished watching All Out, I was having my lunch, right? I was speed eating through it because I had like 10 minutes. And this thought came to mind, Irvin. You and I, we are on the same train. Because Irvin says, that being said, Roman Reigns is still the most interesting character in the whole business. Brock versus Roman. And I agree with you 100%. You look at all the people out, and this is kudos to Roman Reigns and whatever creative that he's working with right now, in that in terms of building a strong figurehead character, Roman Reigns is the man. Bar none.
Yes.
I don't care what you want to say, how much you love all these indie darlings. I have a lot to say about one certain Mr. Punk in just a bit. But let's start from the start, okay? Bryan, I didn't watch. Did you watch?
Nope.
Okay.
No, bro.
Move on then. Eddie
Let's
Kingston.
jump straight to it.
Eddie Kingston versus Miro, TNT Championship. I think it was a good match to start the show.
Yeah, it set the crowd, it really set the tone for the show. And the crowd was super hyped for both competitors.
Hell yeah.
Eddie Kingston, as you all know, is like a very beloved part of AEW's roster. And come on, Miro, bro, we've been singing his praises and how flexible his wife is all this while.
His flexible, his wife. Okay, no, how about his promos? Let's talk about that. Well, then again, he does incorporate his wife and how he gets on top of his wife. Anyway, I feel like at this point in his career and both their careers, actually, Miro and Eddie Kingston really know their characters well, and they fully embody it without any sort of barriers. And this is the place where the cream rises to the top. You know what I'm saying? This is what I feel. It's like you come to AEW, they're going to give you free reign. You better make it work. And if you're going to come out and be lame, then you're going to sing. And this is what exactly we are seeing right now. So Eddie Kingston, free reign on the mic, wow. You know, he just goes off. Like everything about Eddie Kingston's presentation works because he is the A word, authentic. Miro, authentic. It was a hard-hitting match. It's okay, honestly, and I have I've always had a problem with this. It's a Japanese style. I hit you, you hit me. I chop you, you chop me. Like, okay, other than that, the rest of it was hard hitting and I enjoyed it. But I really do not enjoy the trading blows nonsense.
Yeah. Favorite commentary line of the match, bro. Looks like they both go to different gyms.
wait, who said that? I missed it. Who said that?
Oh, bro, I'm pretty sure it was either Excalibur or Tess. I think it was super funny. I love it.
Tess wasn't on commentary. What are you talking about?
Was it Tess? Sorry.
No, it
Who
was
the third guy?
JR, Tony.
Shivani.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it could be other. But...
Najwan, shout out to you, by the way. Woo! Najwan says, and Average, I want to get to your comment because I agree with you 100%, okay? I know you haven't seen Average's comment, Foreign, so I'm going to keep you in the dark, tease you a little bit.
Sure, enlighten me later.
I wasn't impressed with the ref shenanigans at the back. I appreciated they had a hard-hitting back and forth match. I thought Miro should have still gotten over clean.
Okay, I get what you mean. And the thing about Miro is he doesn't need any like screwy finish or any sort of he is a dominant guy. He should just beat him clean.
Look, it was beat him clean but close fight. Like Eddie Kingston put up a good fight. I really loved it all the way till the end. It was a bit of overbooked shit. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree.
So Miro wins. That's great. It was supposed to have happened, but like I said, the shenanigans distracted from Miro's dominance. But I think it's just a small point. I guess they wanted to keep Eddie Kingston strong. The question is for fuck.
Well, the thing about Eddie Kingston is he doesn't need he doesn't need to be built up in a match.
Yeah, he's a character. He's one
beloved, right?
Yeah, he's one of those wrestlers right now that has such a strong character. He doesn't need to have wins. He can lose all his freaking matches. Also, he can as long as he gets on the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Kevin Owens, bro. I think he can bounce back very easily.
Yes. Hidayah brings up a very good point, and I had the exact same feeling as well. She feels like a lot of referee Caillou moments in this pay-per-view. And this goes back to an interview that, what's his name? He was a WWE ref, then he went to AEW for a while, but then he got kicked out.
Is it?
Yeah, he did an interview, and he mentioned that AEW needs to really like shore up their refs. What's his name already? I forgot.
Mike Chioda, bro.
Mike Chioda, yes.
Was it?
He even mentioned that the refs needed, they need to be quote unquote proper refs and not like everything referee Caillou. Once in a while you have your referee Caillou, referee blah blah, that's fine. But I agree with Hidayah actually. While I was watching the pay-per-view, I was like, your refs look like incompetent fucks.
Yeah, the thing is, there's wrestling schools, but there's not a lot of referees schools. Right?
Yes, that's true. Also, your internet is crapping out on us again. And right now,
fuck the internet, bro.
hey, what fuck the internet? Fuck your internet, bro.
Okay.
So that is my main beef also with AEW. Right now, their refs need to stop being so big a part of the finishes and actually just be a ref. You know what I mean? Let the wrestlers tell the story. Once in a while, yes, ref shenanigans, that's fine. That's to be expected. This is pro wrestling after all. But like a lot of ref shenanigans, did not appreciate that too. Great point. Thank you very much, Hidayah. Okay, let's move on to the next match then. Satoshi Kojima versus Jon Moxley. Remember, we were talking about how this match was the match that we were like, drop also, never mind lah.
Yeah. But I'm fine with the match. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, so okay, is Jon Moxley now the door opener? As in the forbidden door guy? Is that his new gimmick?
I guess so, man. He just entertains all these Japanese wrestlers.
Because he's what? Like, he's the guy who goes over to New Japan? Like, I don't understand. Why is it only he that gets to fight all these Japanese legends? You know what it is? You know what I think it is? He's reached that point where like, okay, I've been champion. He's like a free spirit. He doesn't care to be the guy. So he's like, I just want my dream matches. Tony Khan, can you give me this guy? Can you give me this guy? Can you give me this guy? Jose Liao. So he's enjoying himself. So kudos to him. He's living his best life.
Yeah, and also for those of you who like send me the videos, he won the GCW Game Changer Wrestling Championship over the weekend against Matt Cardona.
Yeah. That's right. So he's going around collecting. Like, yeah, he's really that guy who's just kind of having fun right now. So the fact that he was in the second match of the night. Okay, my only issue with this placement was this match was very similar with the previous match. Both hard-hitting styles. Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston, like same, but different sort of a deal. In fact, at this point, I'm like, I like Eddie Kingston more than Jon Moxley, you know? And also, Shadow, what's up?
Yeah.
How are you doing, by the way? Irvin says, I mean, this just proves he's not the guy. I've said this right from the start. Even like back in WWE, they gave him the title just to, you know, it's a cool thing to have in his lineage. That's fine. But yeah, he's definitely not the guy at this point. So he's just enjoying himself, which nothing wrong with that. And maybe he's not the guy because he doesn't want to be the guy. And that is fine.
Yeah, and the thing about Jon Moxley is his appeal is never to be like the main guy that sells the tickets. I think he's the one that kind of shows up. He's the Iron Man. He's the one that kind of is a utility guy, right?
He's not. Yeah, he's like the hardcore guy as well because a lot of his matches are like, you know, skewed that way. And then of course he wins with 2 paradigm shifts, right? Who shows up? Minoru Suzuki. Who is a legend in New Japan, of course. They do the whole, I give you forearm, you give me forearm, I no sell this, you no sell that. I hate that shit. But Suzuki did pile drive Moxley, so that was pretty cool. And they're going to fight on Dynamite.
And Suzuki is a big name. Someone that even though you don't really watch New Japan, you recognize him.
Yeah, and he has a really good look, as in you can immediately, he's like and the way JR sells him as well. Like JR, you can tell he's had experience with Suzuki. This is where JR shines. JR shines when he's talking about people that most people don't know. The problem with Excalibur is like he rattles up blah, 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 this championship, that championship, like to the average newbie, like myself, casual. I don't know who the fuck or what the fuck, what corporation this championship, like who gives a shit? I don't know who he is. But when JR describes him as whatever, it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. And I kind of know who Suzuki is from New Japan when we did watch it a little bit here and there. So this is actually JR's strength. He knows how to explain things to the casuals.
JR knows how to shine them up real nice, especially wrestlers that he likes.
Yes.
That he understands the character. And I think he really understands what makes Suzuki such a badass in New Japan.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? That's the big difference. That's why JR was the voice of Raw and SmackDown or whatever WWE for so many years, is because he knows how to cater to mainstream audiences. He understands that not everyone watching is diehard. Excalibur is the opposite end. He only caters to the diehard. So when he says something, he expects, you understand what the fuck I'm talking about. You know?
Yeah, I hope both of their tendencies kind of like cancel each other out, or they help keep each other in the straight path.
Yeah. They complement each other in that way, and then Tony Schiavone is in the middle, sort of just calling the action and reacting to shit, you know.
Yeah, and by the end of the day, like even though Kojima is not as a well-known name, but it led up to Suzuki. So I think there was some payoffs for the fans who don't really know about Kojima and enjoy afterwards.
But the funny thing is, Kojima was on the pay-per-view. Suzuki will be on the Dynamite. So it's like, I would have put it the other way around. But whatever. Pascal, welcome to the chat, by the way. Oh, everyone's all like talking about WWE being in hot soup. Once Disney buys them, Triple H will become a Disney princess. Lol. So yeah, that is the rumor, right? That Disney wants to buy over WWE. Can you imagine we have to, in the future, what if Disney buys over WWE? We could be watching Raw and SmackDown on Disney Plus.
Bro, WWE, we will have to do a what if episode. They've been telling us to do that episode, the people in the chat, so we should do that soon.
In a way, I'm like, that could be quite cool. Then freaking Marvel starts collaborating with WWE. Freaking Captain America shows up. Shang-Chi shows up. Oh, by the way, have you watched Shang-Chi?
Of course, bro.
Fantastic.
And I watched it with Yuvaraj on the chat. Utaman.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, it was one of Marvel's best thus far. And I was a bit worried, like, okay, are they going to be able to handle this well? Like Mulan, the live action movie was balls. It was like, bleh, right? But they successfully took like old school Chinese like kung fu movie and made it Marvel without compromising. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so impressed with Simu Liu and all the entire cast. Tony Leung, they were they spoke like how Chinese people speak. And that is one of the biggest things about these big Hollywood movies. You realize sometimes like, hey, these actors, they're only there because either they are famous in martial arts, but they can't act worth a shit.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they are known in Hollywood, but their Chinese doesn't sound legit. So it sounds very hokey.
I think Simu Liu really could do both. He could fight and he could emote and act and be a leading man.
Yeah, and then you had a villain that wasn't like a cookie cutter villain. Sorry, we completely sidetracked right now.
Yep.
Shang-Chi versus Xia Li.
We'll say it soon. For that Shang-Chi review, that one we will do another time.
Yeah, we will.
We're here for all out, bro. Let's go.
Pascal says Disney would have to delete everything in their library pre-2010. Lol, that's true. All the Attitude Era gone. No spoilers, don't worry, but fantastic movie. Go catch it if you haven't already caught it. Okay, let's move on then. In our all-out cards, Chris Statlander versus Dr. Britt Baker. It was a bit of a sloppy match, I thought. And beyond the initial pops, the crowd kind of died off because there was no clear face.
One reason is Chris Statlander and Britt Baker, they might have had a feud, but that was before Chris Statlander's injury. Because when she came back, she was cold, bro.
Oh, yeah, and she still is cold. The problem is when they had a feud, Chris Statlander was a clear face, Britt Baker was a clear heel. Now, Britt Baker is like the heel, but people are cheering her, so she's technically a face. It's like
I kind of want Britt Baker to fight an actual heel that people hate.
Yeah, exactly. Like a Nyla Rose, like a whoever. Actually, there's nobody else other than and even Nyla Rose is also ice cold right now.
Yeah, so it's tough. I think, right, you know who will be really, really good at make people hate her even more?
Who?
Jade Cargill.
Okay, yeah, there you go. I mean, they've been building her. I don't really know how she is in the ring. Maybe she's still green. That's why they're giving her time to practice on Dark Elevator first.
Which is the right thing to do because she has the looks, but do not expose her yet if she's not ready.
She did a Pittsburgh Sunrise, like in Panama Sunrise, a little foreshadowing, perhaps.
Early hint.
Did the Storm, Chris Statlander kicked out, and then she finished with the lockjaw. It was fine. Like, nobody expected Chris Statlander to win.
Yeah. But the thing is, we gotta acknowledge how great Britt Baker has been. She's one of the MVPs of early AEW because she was supposed to be the main girl, but she didn't resonate as a face.
Nope.
But this rebuilding, oh my gosh, she's so great, bro.
Remember, she was so bland as a face, and she was delivering these really bad promos. Then all of a sudden, they decided, you know what, maybe you're better off as a heel, and boom.
And I believe that she is AEW's Charlotte Flair, but in a good way.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see with that one. Andrade versus Park was postponed due to travel issues.
I guess it's legitimate. But here's the thing, bro. Let me ask you a question. Because they tried to weave in travel issues to one of the previous Dynamites, right?
Yeah.
So was that a foreshadowing because they knew that Park was going to have this kind of issue?
I think so.
Or what?
Okay, so like it's very clear. Punk like always has these problems. So don't put him in a program with anybody. Seriously.
Yeah. Why doesn't Park just live in US?
Yeah, and why is he like traveling at the last minute? Like I don't understand what's going on here. You know, maybe there's something that we don't know. Some kind of personal reason that he has to fly back and forth. So maybe we shouldn't jump too quickly to judge. But this is why it's so hard to get behind someone like Pop, because like he's not consistent, you know. And
He's
now
unreliable.
Yeah, and now the Andrade Park match is going to be on Rampage, and I'm sure Andrade is like, fuck, like this was supposed to be my big pay-per-view debut with AEW. All of a sudden, it's like, oh no, I'm just in a segment, and I'm gonna have this big match, but on a Friday.
It's tough because this match was something I was looking forward to. Andrade versus Park.
Andrade needs to move on and feud with somebody else. He should be like, oh no to this, no, and fuck off. Like, no more Park.
And it's tough because when Andrade got debuted, he said it was a great reaction, but then he got swallowed up by the debuts that happened afterwards.
Yeah, and
Malachi
then after,
Black.
Well, and then he just disappeared completely over and over again. So he can't build momentum if you're not there. There you go.
Yes,
Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks in a cage. I thought the intro for the Lucha Bros was really cool, like a live performance.
Reminded me of POD performing for Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. You remember that?
Yeah. I do actually. What did you think of the match? Oh, okay. I think we have a bit of a lag situation.
Wait for it.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so what did you think of the match?
Oh, I was saying, I thought this was my favorite match of the night. Like, I enjoyed it the most. I got the most entertainment value out of it. And it's interesting because we watched them when they first did their ladder match in All Out the first time round. And that was like full on balls to the wall, highlight reel, flippy shit, you know. This one, they've had a more focus on storyline. I felt the danger. I felt Young Bucks being legitimate heels. Yeah. The thing that they pull off with the sneakers and the thumbtacks.
Yeah, was epic.
Wow. Yeah, it was fucked up, bro. I felt so bad for Lucha Bros taking that to the face.
As far as visuals are concerned, that was a really cool visual. And I actually agree with you, bro. I actually enjoyed the shit out of the match because we've talked about this. Like, you can have these two teams go in there and do 1,000,001 Cirque du Soleil shits, but have no real storytelling. And that's what they did for the first year. Remember?
Yeah.
Now, like, you painted this whole, like, the Lucha Bros as really like the baby face. And then, you know, Big Brother tried to save Little Brother by getting in the way of the super kick and everything. Like, I was like, there's some raw emotion. They didn't try to overdo it. And it worked, and the Young Bucks are very good heels.
Great point that you brought up. That's actually my favorite moment of the match.
Yep.
Not any of the flippy shit, even though that was impressive, but the fact that Penta went and saved and protected Rey Fenix.
Yeah. So the Lucha Bros win, and is it time for them to carry the belts?
Oh, I think it's way overdue.
Really?
They are the next, the next most well-respected, well-supported tag team, legitimate tag team after the Young Bucks.
My issue here is that who are they going to face now? You need a heel tag team to go up against them, right? The other team that's sort of in the rankings is supposed to be there is Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. And now, like, they are not going to feud. It doesn't make sense.
They will probably have a great baby face match. But the one that I really want to insert into that so-called heel tandem, because I feel like they should be next in line. FTR, bro.
Okay, that makes sense. If Cash Wheeler is healthy enough, though.
Yeah, I mean, they did have a return match against Santana and Ortiz.
But they were selling the fact that his arm is still fucked up.
Yeah, but I think they would make a great addition in that sense.
It would make sense, I suppose. Yeah, but the only people that sort of this sucks for is Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy lah. In that they're like almost there, but not really. Maybe they're just not ready. Who knows? Let's move on then. Casino Battle Royale. And I think we've talked about it before. These casino battle royales, I hate the concept. It's just a mess of bodies in there and nobody really can shine. So
do you know why it's a clusterfuck? I think the problem is, right, they have 5 wrestlers consecutively going out on their entrances. They don't let enough time for each wrestler to breathe for the crowd to react.
The beauty of the Royal Rumble is you get these crowded moments, but you also can have the ring clear because it's one by one, and then you let the crowd breathe and pop for their favorites as well when it's the entrance music comes out, blah blah blah. Here it's like wow, like all at once they come out. It's just too much too soon, right? And it becomes just a big giant mess. The only reason this match exists is for the wild card or the Joker.
Yeah, that was the point I was trying to go towards. Basically, the entire point of this match is just to lead up anticipation for the Joker.
Yeah, which is, I mean, if you have a good Joker, that's great. But what are you always gonna have Jokers that are gonna like pop the crowd? No.
Yeah, that's the problem. And what if they run out of surprise entrance? Can't be every single casino battle royal they need to have what?
And then it would have to be a return law. But then it would be a watered down reaction. Najwan says Paul Levesque is all elite. Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. So this was just and we all kind of knew already in the back of our heads, right? Ruby Soho, Ruby Riot was going to show up. Oh, by the way, JR called her Ruby Riot. Wouldn't be the first time he called somebody by their WWE name, by the way, in this entire pay-per-view. But yeah, Ruby Soho is the Joker and wins. So Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker. That's going to be fun.
Interestingly enough, the final 2 was her and Thunder Rosa. I think people were kind of rooting for Thunder Rosa a lot as well. So there were some disappointed fans when Ruby won.
Well, I mean, I guess this is cool because it actually sets up a 3-way feud. And I think this 3-way feud actually is exciting.
Because like Thunder Rosa actually has the best character in terms of the women in AEW.
Riho got a huge pop actually.
Oh yeah.
But
she
then
did.
I forgot what, like she came out and then after that I lost track of her completely. Like it was such a mess. So I was like,
when she got eliminated, she was thrown underneath the rope. So I thought she wasn't eliminated. I thought she was gonna come back in.
But then she
didn't.
Like I said, this match is a clusterfuck. And so who knows? Oh, but Hikaru Shida looks a bit different,
in what way, bro?
I don't know. Maybe she cut her hair or something about her presentation looks different. So I was like,
is she cuter or less cute?
Which is very weird. I'm like, hey, did you change something about your hair or new eyeliner? I don't know.
I will replay and check her out again and focus on her.
Okay. So there's that. Chris Jericho versus MJF.
Can we say? Can I just talk about Chris Jericho's entrance? Let's get it out of the way.
Okay.
Bro, it was a clusterfuck, bro.
Okay, so if you missed it, right, he got his Fozzy guitarist to come out and play Judas, but it's just an instrumental version of Judas. I guess he was expecting the crowd to sing along, but this is what this reminds me of. It reminds me of R-Truth. When he comes out and he's like, what does he do? What's up? But the crowd is always slow. Yeah. Because they can't keep the beat. It's what's up. No, every time he does it live, it's what's up. And then like the timing is completely fucked, right? And that's exactly what happened here, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, I think Chris Jericho think too highly of the audience. Yeah. Think that they're immediately able to remember what the line is based on the guitar chords.
No, bro. No, they can't. You need to give the. It's like, when you sing karaoke and you feel very confident, but then when you sing and you're like, I don't remember these words. Different. Yeah. In my mind, I become it. They only know the chorus. I become it.
Bro, can I just say something? I believe they might have spoiled the result of the match because no way in hell Chris Jericho is going to retire based on that shitty entrance.
Yes. Judas, and then the timing is all off. I'm like, oh dear. I think it was a cool idea. I think in execution, it was. Yikes.
You know what they should have done? Just get the whole Fozzy and play as a full band. Chris Jericho doesn't have to sing. Let them sing to the band.
Right. Yeah, I see what you mean. Of all things, they want to take Rick Boog's entrance. I'm actually really bored of Rick Boogs, by the way. Like I'm done. I'm done already. Like, okay, you can shred. Woo.
The problem is you repeat it 3, 4, 5 times without anything new.
Yeah,
become like that lah.
Yeah, it's just an entrance.
But Chris Jericho terbalik. He every time tries to do something new.
Yeah.
Audience cannot keep up.
Yeah, but I okay. Oh, you know what was funny? The countdown.
Such a heel move.
I loved it. Like everyone was like, oh my god, Chris Jericho is coming out like as his WWE self, and then Jericho's last match. Oh, I loved it. I actually really liked it.
I chuckled, bro. I literally MJF, you got me.
So the match itself, okay, it was a bit of a slow match. I mean, Chris Jericho is no spring chicken anymore, and I don't think MJF is there yet in terms of in-ring, right? Jake Hager and Wardlow, they nullify each other, which is great. I'm like, okay, this is his last match. This has to be a straight up one-on-one. And then the referee shenanigans. Wow, this one, Aubrey looked like damn fool.
Yeah, oh my god. I thought it was gonna be, because the way they position the camera, right?
Yeah.
It's clear that they want to show the audience that this is gonna be a rope break.
Yeah.
And I thought Aubrey's gonna stop at 2 and like, okay, rope break, when they had a dramatic finish.
Yeah.
But then when she got to 3 and ring the bell, I think the crowd deflated, bro.
Yeah, because they were like,
effect.
What? So okay, I get where they're going with it. It's like, oh, the second referee comes in, restart the match, and then like Jericho wins pretty quickly after that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel okay. The false finish and restarting the match, like those are classic tropes, right?
Yep.
I remember Attitude Era, they forever got some shit happen and then they had to restart the match, which I appreciate. But I think the problem was people didn't want, because it was a retirement.
Yes.
Because so they're gonna focus on every single count. The near fall is the one that's gonna make it dramatic.
Yep.
But this finish, you kind of like took the energy out of the audience. It's like Undertaker. Can you imagine like the Undertaker Brock Lesnar streak ended?
Yeah.
And then they say restart the match.
Yeah.
No more already, second time.
No, that's exactly it. I think it's a bit of like dealing with expectations in that, because you label this as a retirement match, you're right. People are hanging on those counts. And then, no, doesn't count, restart. It's like, what? Like, I actually thought they were just going to go with the, like, Aubrey didn't see, but the count was final. So it gives Jericho an excuse to come back. But no, he wins. And him winning also was a bit like, okay, so I guess the feud is over. Jericho moves on. He's going to have more matches. I kind of don't want to see him in more matches.
And this is coming from a huge Chris Jericho fan, Mr. Young?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know how many more matches he has left, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, who else is he gonna put over? Because I thought MJF was like the be all and all.
Yeah.
So MJF loses, maybe a bit affected the momentum. He can recover it somewhere else. But what does Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle do going forward? Yeah,
it was a cool moment when the Inner Circle came out to celebrate. I guess maybe they wanted to give the crowd a bit of a positive moment as well, have the faces celebrate and stuff. Referee Ryan, welcome to chat. Interestingly enough, he says, I don't think it's a referee kayu in my opinion. So what do you mean? Do you mean like, this was obviously the booking lah. They didn't really kayu lah. Yeah, they booked it to look like a referee kayu.
I find it interesting that we have a legitimate pro wrestling referee in the chat that can clarify whatever we're discussing right now.
Yeah. I personally think that the referees in AEW are too loosey-goosey with their calls. There's too much shenanigans with the ref. This is what I appreciate about the WWE, in that they try to let the performers tell more of the story than, maybe once in a while there'll be a ref bump or something like that. But yeah, here the refs are like there's too much going on.
And I believe that they will get better. This is something, if the audience calls out and flags it, I think they will probably make an effort. They need to get Mike Chioda back and become like their referee mentor or some shit, man.
I think Mike Chioda tried to tell him too much, so he got kicked out. They're like, no, we're fine, Jin Long, what's up, dude? Jin Long says the Elite versus Inner Circle moving forward. Ooh. Jericho versus Kenny again.
I don't really want to see it.
I would. Wow. We'll have to table that for another day, because obviously when we get to the main event, we'll know what the next feud is. Okay, so Darby Allin versus CM Punk. And I want to go back to what Average said earlier, right? I know you're a big CM Punk fan, so I'm going to state this right off the bat. Bro,
sure.
This match was. It was a wet fart in church. It was okay. It was like. First of all, CM Punk looks weird in long tights. This is random.
Yeah,
random
I agree.
The match,
That one I agree.
The match dragged out in the middle, and the finish I like. I like the reversals, the reversal of the reversal, blah blah blah. It was a cool finish, and he seemed uncertain in the ring. I don't know if he was playing it like, oh, first time back in 7 years, so I'm uncertain, or was he really like a bit rusty? I give all the kudos to Darby Allin in this match, but in terms of a return match, I was not impressed. And here's the other thing. Immediately I thought back, and remember you told me about that Booker T interview about how he didn't like CM Punk's return because he didn't establish a character and like a proper feud. Like that resonated so loudly with me after this match finished, because I'm like, okay, you beat Darby Allin, everyone shake hand. I was like expecting the next person to challenge or some kind of storyline moving forward. But guess what? There was nothing. You didn't capitalize on the heat, the momentum, the hometown crowd to build anything. So what's the story here? It's just CM Punk. And unless you are a fan of CM Punk, you're not going to care.
Oh yeah, I mean those are fair, legitimate points. Let me say right off the bat, okay, he did look rusty.
Yeah,
he did look unsure, and I believe that it's nothing to do with him trying to play it off. I think he was really, you know why?
Why?
If you realize he was doing a lot of rest holds, right?
Yeah.
I can clearly see that he was giving instructions to Darby, or they were definitely communicating. Yeah. So I think there was a lot of situations where. Okay, this is what I think, right? Because when I was watching CM Punk and John Cena had this back and forth chemistry where John Cena always assumes that he has to lead a match. Yeah. But with CM Punk wants to be a ring general in the match. So he and Cena kind of feed off each other because both of them can lead the match. They don't have to pick up the slack in that sense, right? So here's my theory. And this is coming from a huge CM Punk fan. I believe that he was trying to lead the match as the ring general, but his abilities were 7 years ago. So it's almost as if he's trying to call the match. He's thinking like, hey, Darby, you just listen to me. But he's also trying to feel his way back into a wrestling match per se. So I think that's where a bit of the disconnect came in. There was, yes, you're right. There was some moments where it was clear that match slowed down. Yeah. And there was a lot of kind of waiting in a way lah. But every time Darby Allin picked up the pace, tried to sell, did all the crazy stuff, brought up the speed, the match got more exciting. And I do not know whether CM Punk, if he was a heel, it made a lot of sense for him to slow the match down, grind it down, make like a rest hold. So I think that was more of like the character disconnect a bit with the wrestling style. Because when CM Punk was fighting as a face, right? I've watched his matches against Brock Lesnar, against Undertaker. He was the heel then. But when he was a so-called fighting baby face, he didn't wrestle like this. Yeah. He didn't grind down. He wrestled like a heel. Yeah. So that's the disconnect in my opinion. Yeah, Average says he really looked like one uncle now in this one series. No stakes at all. Yeah. Look, CM Punk in the hometown, I get it. Pop moment, send the fans, into a frenzy, blah blah blah. But they already did that, and this is the third time they're doing it. They did it on Rampage, Dynamite. The Go Home show was also in Chicago, right? Yeah, so the last 3 shows were in the same arena, bro. It felt like they are milking this whole thing. Yeah. To a point where it was like, oh, okay, like the same crowd has seen the same thing. So like this time around, the pop wasn't quite as big or wasn't quite as like, oh, he's back in the ring. Yeah. And then he's kind of rusty and, like, yep. Yeah. I think, but all that's fine, from a performer standpoint, like, I don't think we are ones to judge because we are not performers like that. My biggest issue is the storyline. The fact that they didn't capitalize on this to build anything moving forward. Like moving forward, they shake hand, part ways. Okay, what's next for CM Punk? I see you on the wait. No, nobody cares anymore because of the other signings. Like the issue now they have is too many new signings too quickly, and now I feel like CM Punk's going to all of a sudden fade into the background. let me give you some context before I watched this match, right? One day before the match came, this All Out came out, Renee Paquette actually had her oral sessions, part 2 with CM Punk.
Sure.
And they had a deep dive. They talk about like, all the motivation going back to AEW, blah, blah, blah. But there was something very, very interesting about what he said. He kind of spoiled Daniel Bryan's return.
Oh, okay.
If you watch the podcast, you will be like, oh, I can't believe they said that. But he did. Because Renee asked, so after Darby Allin, where are we going to go next? Who is the list of people he wants to fight? Right? And then he ran down a couple of teams. He said like he wants to be an Eddie Guerrero, basically. He wants to help the young talent. But then there was this one point where he said like, you know what? I would love to be in tag team wrestling, And then he said, I would love to have a match against the Lucha Bros, but I need to find myself a partner. And then Renee was like, needle him a bit lah. Yeah. Who will your partner be? And then you know what he said?
What?
Am I allowed to say? Then I'm like, whoa, is he gonna like spoil some weird ass storylines? I think he is. He might. Then I'm like, but he seems he don't give a fuck. He's like, you know what? If I put on my booker's perspective, and if you want to put me in a wrestling match, a tag team match against someone as highly skilled as Lucha Bros, I only want one tag team partner that makes sense. He said American Dragon. So I'm thinking to myself, he might have just spoiled his next storyline. That's one. But secondly, it's kind of like, I know what is he doing right now. He's doing a John Moxley.
Yeah.
He is just gonna go through his like dream match list of people he want to put over, and I think that's where he is at in his mind.
Okay. Just hearing you say that annoys me. Like I said, I never grew up with the original CM Punk when he was first hot. And he was cool because he was breaking the fourth wall and breaking kayfabe on screen, right? This just seems to me like he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants. And he seems like a very selfish move. And maybe that's why WWE is like, okay, never mind. We don't want to work with you anymore. And it seems to be a recurring theme.
Oh, man. Maybe, okay, I don't know what I said that made you think that way.
Like what you just said, if I knew that Bryan Danielson was going to join the company and he just like, oh, okay, fuck AEW's plans, I'm going to just, let it out. It's like, yeah, I want to work with Bryan Danielson or American Dragon or whatever, right? He's not dumb. He knows people will pick up on that, right? So, like, you could say, oh, he's just teasing. Maybe he's dropping a tease, right? But like, yeah, okay, I think he's just going into business for himself. It just seems to me like that's exactly what he's doing. And the fact that he has no storylines says to me like, yeah, he's just doing whatever the hell he wants.
I think you need to watch the countdown to All Elite where he had the sit-down interview with JR. Because yes, it might come across as that from what I said, but from his sit-down interview with JR, his main intention is to do what Eddie Guerrero did for him. So he was telling the story of how Eddie Guerrero was in the Indies, right? Before he got his drug, whatever shit happened to him, right? And he got signed back by WWE, but he's the IC champion, but he wanted to complete his indie dates, even though he's already signed back with the company. And he fulfilled those dates and he wrestled CM Punk in one of the indie shows. And in that show, he said to CM Punk, like, I know we are the main event, I know I'm the IC champ, but let's have a 30-minute draw.
I saw the an Instagram post, somebody posted about that, and I watched that interview, which was like, and I watched the countdown to All Out, which I was like, okay, it's cool. Nothing about it really stood out to me. Like, it was face to face, it was very in depth. Yeah, great, right? But nothing about it made me interested in him. Like, he really does right now seem to me like John Moxley when he first left the WWE, and it's just the fans who are his fans obviously are going to stand behind him, right? But as someone who's never been really like that big a fan because I didn't grow up in the era, I'm like, okay, like I don't see anything special about him at this point. And he can't even deliver in the ring at this point, based on that one match with Darby Allin. So I'm like, okay, so I don't know how you're going to like help the young talent by putting on snooze fests? Like,
okay, I get what you mean, man. For me, in the ring, I wasn't like thinking whether he could go or not. I just wanted to know like what is his style gonna be moving forward. Like whether is he gonna be like
wrestle.
Yeah. So like now that I know that he's just gonna be like this so-called, he wants to be like a ring general, right? Then I know for a fact that he wouldn't be the one carrying the matches if he's gonna fight Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
If he's gonna fight like someone with like infinitely more technical ability at this point in time, because indie wrestling has progressed so much from his time, right?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. When I watch the two of them go, I'm like, wow, it feels like two different generations going at it, and he doesn't seem like the best in the world anymore. He doesn't. That's like that moniker doesn't apply to him right now. Against Darby Allin.
Yeah, but the thing is that made Darby Allin look so good. Like when you say you kind of like respected whatever he did in this match and how, in my opinion, Darby Allin didn't need to be led per se. So when the match happened and I saw like that disconnect, I know like, okay lah, Darby is definitely gonna be like, he's just gonna layan, like entertain CM Punk a bit, then he's gonna do his shit, right?
Yeah.
So when he did all his crazy stuff, like for me, I really enjoyed it when Darby did his like bullet dive through the road like a missile, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
And like and when Darby literally like didn't care, like he literally full on impact with every single hit that he did on CM Punk. It's almost like, welcome back to the business, bro.
Can I just say that I think that CM Punk's finisher is balls.
GTS?
Yeah, I think the GTS is balls. We've talked about this to death. What's a good finisher should be able to be hit on anybody.
Anyone.
Can you GTS the Big Show, bro?
Yeah, of course not, bro. I mean, I could try and crush my own spine.
Yeah, no, see, that's my issue with the GTS. In fact, you don't even need to say Big Show. Can you GTS John Cena? Can you GTS who's Wardlow? Like, to me, it's a very limited move, and
it's limited because CM Punk is not so-called a strength guy.
Yeah, he's not, and it's not even like you talk about technique. It's not even a technique move. It's a strength move. It's
a pure power strength move.
Yeah, so I don't understand why that would like that in his repertoire makes zero sense. At least the Anaconda Vice makes sense, right? It's a submission move.
And the thing is, a lot of newer generation wrestlers are actually using variations of the GTS.
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara does like the kind of like inverted GTS into like the knee hit, right?
Yeah.
So, in terms of logic sense, there are certain issues here. But let me tell you what made me happy as a CM Punk fan, right?
What?
And I'm not talking about just the nostalgia and that kind of stuff. I believe that CM Punk coming back into the ring, I think shows a lot of legitimacy towards AEW, because I think when he comes back, there's definitely gonna be new eyes, right?
Yeah.
And for better or for worse, those people who like had their doubts about AEW see like, hey, if they can convince a guy like CM Punk, who is like famously like, you know, doesn't give a shit, but then if he can be, his passion for wrestling can be reignited through AEW, then there's something there.
Bro, I'm not convinced. Not convinced, bro. I mean,
it's all good.
It's just a bunch of hot air to me. Like his whole legacy to me is like, okay. So like I said, I keep bringing this point back up. He is now kayfabe breaker in an era of kayfabe breaking. So he's no longer special. What made him special in the post Attitude era is no longer available to him. So how is he going to evolve? Is he just going to ride on his name? Which is what it seems like. Like, we go back to the point that Booker T made. There is no progression in his character. Like, he's just the guy coming back for a payday. That's what it seems to me. And it's not interesting.
When Shawn Michaels returned for his second run, like, everyone was thinking like whether he could go, right? CM Punk is no Shawn Michaels, because when Shawn Michaels came back, his street fight was already like a 5-star match for that night.
Bro. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, even then, Shawn Michaels was like ultimately just a guy who's a legend who's putting over young talent. So CM Punk has a lot to live up to become like that guy, right?
Yep.
But for the fans who are happy that he's back, I think it means a lot for them because of the bridge that he serves, right? The bridge that is in the late 2010s, early 2011, he was like the best thing about wrestling, together with Bryan Danielson.
Irvin says, if they convince Orton, then it's the real changer. This one is not really the real game changer. I agree with that, bro. I agree with that. If they convince Paul Levesque to come over, then yes.
Paul Levesque come in and work underneath Tony Khan.
Yeah. Hey, maybe Paul Levesque so upset at Vince for taking over NXT that he's like, fuck this shit, and then go over to WWE. I mean, AEW. Can you imagine? What if?
AEW. What if, multiverse.
He says they don't need the whole of WWE to come over to AEW, lah, please. And that is the big problem that they're going to be facing right now.
I think they might have a WCW TNA problem really, really soon.
Yep. And all the people that they've been building, your Hangman Pages, your Jungle Boy, are they going to be in a lot of trouble? We'll wait and see, lah. But since the savior of pro wrestling, CM Punk, is in AEW right now, he will work with them, put on mediocre matches, and rely on his hometown pop. So every time in Chicago, he's gonna headline, and it's gonna, and he will make them shine. Yeah.
I mean, bro, like, you have your opinion and you have the right to it. I'm cool with that. I think that's the whole. I think that's the whole point of wrestling, right? You can love who you like, you can hate who you. It's like for me, my connection with CM Punk is very personal. So I'm a fan of him, and I'm happy, man. And bro, he has haters all the time, bro. It's not. It's nothing new. So it's fine as long as the conflict is there. As long as the great stories are being told, I'm all good, bro.
What great stories? I know you're a fan, but what is the great story here?
Not great stories right now. I see like all great stories are going to be told. So you have to, I think let's put a wait and see approach for this.
Sure. Well, maybe he'll get to fight, his, the fella he pauto already lah. Because we're going to see him soon. QT Marshall versus Paul White. Yeah, this is the highlight of the night.
Bro, the co-main event, bro.
Co-main event, mofo. That's right. QT Marshall, my man. Straight out of Walmart, trying to sell printers to you. Okay?
Bro, you know why this is the second to last match, right?
This is the toilet break,
Yes.
So you pop the crowd. The crowd's happy about CM Punk. Oh, whatever. Okay, now we need to go and jalan a bit, go buy popcorn, go take a shit. That's why this match was here.
That's exactly what I did. And I'm pretty sure that's what you did as well.
No, I think I was preparing for lunch and shit like that. But JR called Paul White Big Show like twice, which was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
And then you can tell like Excalibur immediately is like, oh yeah, Paul White, blah, 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 blah.
Like try to overtalk to correct him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, get the honest truth, bro. Honest truth. During this match, right? I went out of the Fight TV app to like do out all the Instagram uploads, right? Then by the time I'm done and I went back to the Fight TV app, it's really the Christian Kenny Omega match. So it was a pretty short match, I'm sure, right? It was
a squash, honestly, that still went too long. Like you had QT Marshall with offense. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Nobody came here to see QT Marshall have offense on Paul White. Okay, nobody. Even then, like I didn't even want to see Paul White. I'm sorry, like he used to be relevant. He is so not relevant right now. QT Marshall even less so. And this was just a complete waste of time.
When you talk about people that move the needle, right?
Yeah.
It's not them. It's not them.
No. This is definitely the toilet break match. And Big Show, Paul White, whatever, hits the choke slam. Fuck off. Okay.
You know what got me so mad?
What?
They can use this spot to do an open challenge by Andrade.
Yeah.
They could have fucking used Malachi Black in this spot.
Oh no, Malachi Black versus Dustin Rhodes on Dynamite. Let's go.
Bro, you know what would have been damn awesome?
What?
CM Punk won against Darby Allin, lights went out, Malachi Black came out.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Fucks up CM Punk. They've already teased it. They've taken a photo of them training together.
That one cannot. Because just looking at CM Punk in the ring, I don't think he can hang with Malachi Black. I think that would... I think he... You know what will happen? He will get knocked out just like Mickey Gall... Mickey Gall choked him out. Right. He will get knocked out as fast as Mickey Gall choked him out.
Bro, but that's the thing. People want to see that. Right? Put it up. Full gear. Let's go.
Oh, God, no. So... Obviously, I think Malachi Black, Cody Rhodes is going to be full gear lah. That's the feud, right?
Oh man, I guess Malachi Black is running through the entire Nightmare family. I think once he takes out Brandy Rhodes, right?
Oh, xiao liao. No, you know what? He do the black mass to the baby. I'm kidding. That's a terrible idea.
Bro,
Remember when Snitsky punted the fake baby into the audience? That's
Of course.
it. That's what's gonna happen. Malachi Black is gonna come to the ring with a fake baby and then fucking punt kick the motherfucker into the crowd. Let's go.
I wouldn't put it past his character. You know what? He would probably sacrifice the baby in some demonic ritual shit, bro.
Oh my. Okay. Well, this got dark real quick. These are all jokes, people. We are not actually suggesting that happens, but maybe a doll. Maybe a doll.
AEW Dark will have all these dark elements, story.
Oh shit! Yeah, put a doll on a pedestal, and then Malachi Black does his black mass finisher or whatever the hell he calls it, kicks it into the crowd.
Oh man!
And then
Okay,
Cody is like, "That's the world's first black white baby. How dare you?" And then the feud continues.
Okay, clearly we are fantasy booking right now, but the point is any of those scenarios are much better than what we saw. Paul White and QT Marshall.
Yes, and then of course he has to return as he's just a common man, America, and then because what's his face is from the Netherlands, right? Malachi Black.
Yeah.
So it will be a Netherlands versus USA match,
Bro. In a Texas bull rope match.
Why not Amsterdam whorehouse match
With a dusty finish.
Fuck.
Too much, how much? They got WCW War Games, right? Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, anyway, enough of this. Let's get to our main. What?
Young, you are truly the Jim Cornette of Singapore.
The main event of the evening. Christian versus Kenny Omega. Look, they had an amazing match on Rampage. They had an amazing match on the pay-per-view. This was a fitting main event match. I'm still not sold on Christian as a main eventer, unfortunately, but they did the business.
So Kenny Omega feels like a legitimate main eventer compared to Christian.
Yes, 100%. And he has the whole entourage deal, Don Callis, blah, 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 shenanigans. See, in this case, shenanigans works because that's his whole gimmick. Like, he needs his entire village to help him win.
Yeah. The thing about Christian was that even though, yes, he is the main event, but they didn't build the show around him. Like, they made it about CM Punk. Kenny Omega was like more of the focus than Christian being there, his first match in 7 years.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
But there's that. There's also the fact that even though Christian had an amazing record and he was already like ranked number one, he was in a feud with Matt Hardy before that. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
Yeah.
So,
and you know how when they build up the pay-per-views, right? The countdown and all that.
Yeah.
I didn't see any countdown to Christian. Like there wasn't like in-depth about him.
No.
You know that kind of thing?
The in-depth was on CM Punk.
So you know where the focus was as it is, what?
And the worst part is, and I'm going to take it back to Booker T again. He was right. You have so much focus on CM Punk, but there's no storyline leading out of it. Like, God knows who's going to fight next.
Honestly, right, bro. Okay, now that we know for sure the reason why Adam Page left was because of the pregnancy, his wife getting pregnant. But if Adam Page was meant to be at All Out, don't you think it would have been an even bigger moment if he were to lose?
Yeah. And
then Adam Cole come and confront.
Yeah. And then
like everything played out the way it did.
What if?
Yes.
Hey.
Because it makes a lot of sense, right? Adam Cole coming out, people think he's gonna save Hangman Page, bring him up, then super kick. It's gonna be like a bigger moment than what we got in it, essentially.
Yeah. Average says Carl Anderson got into a lot of heat with fans on Twitter. What did he do? What did he say?
I have no idea what's going on.
Average, please let us know. So, okay, the match itself, honestly, I don't feel like there's a lot to talk about because it was a good match. So just go and enjoy the match.
Better than the Rampage match, in your opinion?
I think so. Yeah. There were some really cool table spots. Edison, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Welcome to chat. If you missed out on any of today's review of AEW All Out, you can always check out the podcast on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts as well, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Or watch the video on demand right here on this YouTube channel. Oh, by the way, do us a favor while you hit like on the YouTube video. We appreciate that. So
yes, you can hear more of us arguing each other about whether CM Punk is good or not.
Oh, good lord. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about the debuts. And okay, when it finished, right? When the match itself finished and they were beating down Christian Cage, and then Jungle Boy and Lucha came out and they got beat down as well. I was like, okay, here comes, like, you knew that something was coming, and you could see the crowd looking like, ooh, who's going to make the save? It was very obvious. Then it was Adam Cole, baby, and like, I actually was like, wow, okay, sure. Adam Cole comes out. I don't want to say I called it, but it's like I kind of knew he was going to side with the Elite. And then when he did what he did, he super kicked Jungle Boy, right? I was like, they are not going to end on this. There's something else. And
do you feel when he debuted, like Adam Cole came out, it was a bit of a letdown?
I don't think so. I think they actually did you? Yeah, as in they swerved the crowd and us into believing that he is the big signing and the big surprise when they actually had two big surprises. Now, my question to you is: should they have spread it out?
Okay, the way it was booked, I don't think so. Because if the show ended with just Adam Cole and that kind of I think we've ended like kind of like a
down,
like a anticlimactic note. But Bryan Danielson raised up the momentum and energy back again.
Yeah. So, but now, okay, so you've essentially like thrown out all your cards already, right? So now you have Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. He comes out. So now obviously the setup is Elite versus Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage, and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
The Jurassic Express. Right?
So yeah, I mean it's a makeshift heel group, face group versus a proper heel faction. That's great.
Yeah. Problem is, right, Danielson, everyone was kind of looking forward to Final Countdown.
Okay, we got a bit of lag. Bro, we got a bit of lag. So you're going to have to repeat yourself once your face is unfrozen. There you go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Well, what I was saying was everyone was expecting the Final Countdown. His ROH theme song, right? But then we got Flight of the Valkyrie. We got the WWE theme song. But then it suddenly descended and became some weird hip hop music, right?
It did. You know what? I didn't even mind that because at that point I wasn't listening to the music. The crowd was going crazy. So I think it worked. Hey, Tabanat, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining the chat. Tabanat mentions that the Adam Cole swerve could have only worked if we had Hangman versus Omega, which is what Foreign just mentioned. That was his point, that would have worked way better than Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega, which, like we talked about earlier, you know, Christian Cage had no momentum going into this. It was just, Adam Page is gone, let's put him in there because he has the best record. And someone actually earlier in the chat mentioned that Colton Gunn has some like incredible record right now. So, I mean, look, the records are cool. They've tried to bring the record in as sort of that's why this person deserves a match. But Colton Gunn has been getting like wins on Dark and Elevation, and that means absolute piss all. Come on.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Yeah. I think the problem is they count the Dark Elevation and Dark results against nobody's.
Yeah, exactly. What, 19-0? Dude should be the number one contender, right? What the hell is Christian Cage has losses on his record, so Marco Stunt is a main event program. My goodness, 19-0. That's what Irvin says. Wait. Marco Stunt has a 19-0 record. Are you serious?
Against who?
Yeah, who is he wrestling? Dogs?
Little children?
Right? Like, what? On video game? Is he showing up on Up, Down, Down? Anyway, wins and losses. 25-0 over. Bullshit. We all know that's a joke.
Okay, the fact that you guys bother to count, right, means you guys are bigger nerds than us.
Okay, no.
So I don't know whether that to be proud or not.
Okay, no, you should be proud. This is what we enjoy watching. And if they want to say that wins and losses matter, then it should matter. But Colton Gunn is 25-0. Why is he not the number one contender?
You know what? Colton Gunn, live your life, bro. Be a heel like your dad. Go for it.
Wait. Okay, so we have to bring that up too. Okay? The gun color. Wait. So was it Rampage or Dynamite? And I
Dynamite,
apologize that we are revisiting the QT Marshall Big Show bullshit.
Nobody asked for this hot take, but sure.
But didn't the Gun Club turn on the Big Show or Paul White on Dynamite, or was it Rampage? I forget. The turn Dynamite that nobody saw coming or cares about.
and there wasn't any payoff on the All Out at all.
Exactly. So where was the payout? Like, did the Gun Club even come out with Curie Marshall and gang? So what was the deal with that? Okay, like why? What is going on? So what we can see Billy Gunn versus Big Show in AEW about 7 years too late.
Bro, not 7 years, bro. 17 years too late. I'm pretty sure my favorite version of Billy Gunn was like with Road Dogg New Age Outlaws in 1998.
Sure, yeah. No, because he had Road Dogg to be the charismatic one. Oh, you didn't know? Like, we all knew that in that duo, right? Billy Gunn was the athletic, like, horse-looking guy. Road Dogg was the charismatic one.
I tell you, bro, every time I think of Billy Gunn, I think of his promo, the rock. Him.
Yeah.
The one God asked who his name is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I remember that. Tubbs says, Gun Club heel turn? No, that didn't happen. We were all on vacation. Jeez, move along. Here's CM Punk. Remember CM Punk? Tubbs, I want to know your opinion on CM Punk's match. I was not impressed. Foreign, being a fan of CM Punk, was kind of impressed, but wasn't blown away.
Is Tubbs someone from your Twitch, bro?
From Twitch, he plays a lot of variety of games actually. A real awesome guy. But also a huge fan of AEW as well. I was not impressed with that whole CM Punk thing because I keep bringing it up. It made no storyline progression. He showed up, he won, and that's it. Nothing moves on. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm curious to hear from the chat as well, right? Like, do you guys enjoy his debut? Do you guys think that he disappointed? You know, blah blah blah. Like, I think this conversation needs to be held.
What, CM Punk? You mean?
Yeah, about CM Punk. Like, what was everyone's overall reaction to him in his first match back?
Yeah, Average mentioned that he was not impressed. Yeah, please let us know what you actually thought. Not just, let me rant and rave over how I was completely disappointed. Way too much ring rust. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Hey man, CM Punk in Chicago. Maybe he has a curse. Like, some people have a hometown curse. Some teams, they always lose in their hometown. Well, UFC. Right?
Did he lost in the UFC in Chicago, right?
Yeah, that was the whole meme.
Oh yeah. I can't believe I forgot. I was the one that posted on our Facebook.
Sure. Yeah, exactly, right? Irvin says he didn't have high expectations. Being a big MMA fan, that journey soured him for me. Ooh. See, I actually enjoyed him as like the guy who's living out his dream and going for UFC glory. I because he seemed like a very humble guy then, and now it's like, I don't know, like it feels like Jon Moxley all over again. In that, okay, you're the big sign, you're the coming here with that WWE fame, but shitting on WWE. You know what I mean? Like, they made me lose my passion for wrestling. Blah 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 blah. This is the WWE mark in me coming out, right? But then they come over, they shit on what they were back then, but then you're not like shining here. So,
well, at the end of the day, I guess when somebody does well, good business, we recognize it. If it sucks, we'll say it as it is. Right. Like, for now, I'm happy that he's back. But if like 5 months down the road, he's doing whatever QT Marshall and Big Show is doing, then I know that he's just there to collect the paycheck, bro.
Edison says, okay, after 7 years, you can't expect much. Najwan says it was a decent match. They kept it safe. Tubbs says Najwan is right. It was a safety match, like watching Sting fight in an abandoned warehouse. Yes, keeping it safe. But only this time he actually had to perform live in a ring. And also he looks weird in long tights. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm not a fan.
Let's focus now on Adam Cole Baby joining the Elite, right?
Yep.
Bullet Club, whole deal again. It definitely bolsters their ranks and makes them the heel faction.
Yes. And you know what this affects? NXT, bro.
In what way?
Well, no one has really talked about how, like, literally their golden goose, Adam Cole, how people, like, they talk about how the main roster was trying to sign him. Vince was offering all these, like, crazy contracts, but they basically let the contract run out. And after all that push that he had in NXT, he's using all that momentum to go and channel it to AEW. Like, How will you feel if you were Triple H?
See, that's why Triple H is like, he probably feels like he has egg on his face. And if anything, it proves Vince McMahon right. See, you gave all these chances. You made him a quote unquote a star in NXT, and he just turns around and bit you in the ass. So, all the more so, Vince, brother love, what's his name? Bruce Pritchard.
Bruce Pritchard.
I love you.
Brother love.
And all the more they're going to double down, right? See, we shouldn't be pushing these indie guys because we're going to bring them in, we're going to put our effort into them, and they're just going to fuck off and go to AEW using our momentum. So even more so now they've made, like, someone like Adam Cole has made this sort of big divide. That's why NXT is going to be the new NXT, blah, blah, blah. And I'm actually still very excited for NXT's future because they have a lot of good talent. That's like, not like the indie darlings lah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not Kyle O'Reilly lah as the number one guy on NXT lah. We hope not lah.
Index is what it is like. Where it's at right now. Okay, Bryan Danielson. He's obviously going to be featured in the main event feud, as he should be. Like it would be terrible if he came back and freaking did like a CM Punk, where he was just, I just want to fight whoever the hell I want. No, he needs to be in that main event slot. Capitalize on this momentum, right?
Yes. And Bryan Danielson, he just was at the main event of WrestleMania, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So we know he can go in the ring. He's legitimately one of the biggest stars that the WWE had post CM Punk. So I think if you want to watch AEW for the in-ring, capabilities, then you can trust Bryan Danielson to deliver.
What does this mean for the AEW originals, the OGs?
One thing I realized, right? You don't see the OGs facing off against each other. It's as if like...
Which is good.
Which is good. So I feel like that's what people want when they watch AEW. They want all these originals to have so-called these fantasy matches with the WWE people, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to get. Bro, who doesn't want to see Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan? Come on.
Exactly. Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole, actually. Funnily enough, that's a WWE dream match that never happened, right? Because
they had an encounter, right?
They had an encounter on SmackDown. Was it when NXT invaded? But wait, I think they had a match on SmackDown, didn't they? Was it when Daniel Bryan was like a Planet's champion, Daniel Bryan?
I
think so, actually. And they had a really, really good match. Now that I think about it, yeah, they have fought.
Oh, yeah, they did. Because when NXT invaded SmackDown, right?
That's right.
And there was that 1 week where Adam Cole fought the Raw champion and he fought the SmackDown champion.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that's what's going to happen. So Bryan Danielson, geez, that's going to be... I feel bad for JR. He's already calling Paul White, Big Show, Ruby Soho, Ruby Riott. He's like, and Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson are so similar. He's never going to be able to like switch it in his brain. I can barely even do it. So, I mean, Bryan Danielson, Bryan Danielson is obviously going to team up with Christian Cage versus the Elite. So you're going to see him versus all members of the Elite until he finally gets his one-on-one with Kenny Omega. So
yeah, but you're right. Like the question is, how does this affect the OGs? Like, how does this affect Adam Page? How does this affect the people that is below? Like, if you think about it, the next generation of AEW wrestlers, how are they going to be built from this situation?
Well, hopefully they all get to have great matches, stuff like that lah. My question is now then, okay, so like basically they're using the WWE talent to elevate the OGs, right? But out of that crop of OGs, who's really at that level, at the main event, upper mid card, whatever level, to be able to be, to hang with them? All we have seen is Adam Page, Darby Allin, Lucha Bros, Young Bucks, I guess, yeah.
I mean, Kenny Omega, of course, will be like the standard bearer.
MJF, most of them are heel, huh?
Will you consider Cody Rhodes OG?
No, he's a WWE.
Come on.
Actually, Cody Rhodes, I would consider a WWE guy.
Fair enough. Fair point. The one I really want them to build up is Adam Page. I think Adam Page by association will definitely go up to their level. The thing is, right, you're right. Most of the OGs are heels. There's not a lot of face OGs other than like Jungle Boy, who is not that ready yet. Adam Page, I think Adam Page is the only one. Like, who else can you think of?
Tubb says Lance Archer, who is another weird one who sort of shows up once in a while. Like, he's another, like a John Moxley. He will fight whoever, and he isn't really there all the time. I don't understand what's the deal with his contract, whatnot. But I mean, I think we can all agree that he has the look. He has, that intimidating presence. But definitely not as a face. Like, they've tried to push him as a face. Jake the Snake, as much as I love Jake the Snakes, I grew up watching Jake the Snake. What the hell is he doing with Lance Archer? Like, no, just separate them. Let him be his own monster, So...
Yeah, I agree.
Orange Cassidy and Daniel Bryan, how about that?
Oh, Orange Cassidy was with the Chris Statlander match, and then he got one time he flipped out.
Yeah, he got like super emotional. I was like, whoa, and that shocked crowd and everything.
I was kind of disappointed by that because you kind of let that part, like, that should have been like build up to that moment somehow in a big match, right?
Yeah, and he let, like, his whole emotionless gimmick, like. Yeah, you're right. They should have built it up to him losing his cool, and that should have been a big moment, not just a throwaway in a random match that didn't even feature him. So that was very weird.
Yeah.
I mean, you have
disappointing.
Yeah, you have to balance the good with the bad, and I think there was more good. Just sort of wrapping things up as a whole, there was more good than bad in this pay-per-view, and that's why I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Like, it's definitely something enjoyable, something to watch. The wrestling was on point. Yeah, maybe not all the matches, but match of the night, definitely 100% QT Marshall versus the Big Paul White Show.
Oh my God. Come on, bro. Come on.
And are you talking about the most compelling storyline as well? You have the Gun Club. What will they do? You got to tune in to AEW Dynamite to find out, okay?
Oh, fuck off.
Billy, Mr. S, the one gun, and his S son and S son 2. Versus
bro.
the Big Giant Show White Paul.
I think JR, right, bro? I think JR will probably have a brain aneurysm, right? I trying to remember all that names.
Hey. Irvin brings up a very good point. What the hell with Ricky Starks?
Ricky Starks,
so much talent.
AEW OG,
yeah,
for sure.
Like on the mic, in the ring, lost in the shuffle. 100% agree with you. Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Powerhouse Hobbs and Brian Cage. There you go. Nicolas Cage, whatever Cage in the Cage Rage. They really need to have that match.
They will. I'm pretty sure they will. I think everyone will know.
Brian Cage, Christian Cage, Hangman Page,
Adam Page.
In
Ethan
a cage.
Page.
Ethan Page in a cage on Rampage.
Page, yes. Perfect. Book it. And the next return will be Page. Oh dear God, yeah, Page. Page versus Britt Baker, settled.
Oh my God. Hell yeah. No, Page will come back to the WWE, I feel like.
Yeah, he should probably have a lot of unfinished business. Yeah. But you're right. The OGs, there's a lot that's going to be lost under the shuffle, and I'm worried for them.
Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, talking about Ethan Page. And what's that guy? Dan Lambert?
Dan Lambert.
Yeah, like so promising.
Probably saving that for a future episode of Dynamite, right?
Yeah, I think my issue now is that they shot their load too quickly. They're like, let's throw everything out there. We got CM Punk, and then within a few weeks, we got Adam Cole, and instantly after Adam Cole, we got Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. So now they are going to have a pacing problem, and then the next few weeks are going to be all about the same few people. CM Punk, Malachi Black, and the two new guys, Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan.
Are you saying that they suffer from a lot of problems that men have? Yeah, they're premature.
I don't know what you're talking about, my man. I'm known to be a very stamina guy. Anyway. I run all the time. You see, I do marathons, so I have a lot of stamina. With running, what are you talking about?
Well, I have no problem admitting that, like AEW, sometimes people finish too early. So... So, you know what? They might have shown all their cards, but I think there's one big card that they should really save. Should really save that card.
What is that? What card is that?
Bro, there's only one big talent left that needs to be signed.
Who?
And I'm not talking about Braun Strowman, bro.
Oh, Adam Sure. Okay, so who? Like, okay, that's a good question as well, right? Who out there is still available that will move the needle, quote unquote, move the needle?
Okay, picture this. Put on your Booker's cap. Okay, Arthur Ashe Stadium. I think that's like one of like their future big events.
Yeah.
They're gonna have like some tennis arena or some shit like that, right?
Sure.
Dark Order is in tatters, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember now. Yes.
Dark Order is in tatters. I believe that whether Adam Page comes back, I don't think he will be the one that is going to be leading them going forward. There's only one person that is the perfect person to lead the Dark Order.
Yes. It is Colton Gunn. No, wait,
Yes.
no. Wait, what? No. Oh, Eric Rowan. Oh, wait, no, right. You...
Bro, you are finishing too early, bro. Relax.
They should bring in Eric Rowan. That's the last big name. Oh, okay. Stop. You're obviously talking about Husky Harris.
Yes.
Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. He's the last big name out there. But okay, here's the thing. To me, Husky Harris would fall in the same category as a Malachi Black. I wouldn't consider him like a CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, as in he's had that, big, huge... Then again, he has had title runs, so... But he still seems very young, you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't had a legendary career.
Yep. I mean, I think Malachi Black and I guess we're going to call him Wyndham Rotunda, I guess. They will probably have their legacies established in AEW.
Yes.
They had that early WWE run, but never really fulfilled the potential, but they will fulfill the potential in AEW. The difference with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, they've had their legacy run in WWE, and I think they are in AEW more as like a veteran with like a well-known face, well-known name, but it's to promote the next generation of AEW.
And I think we can all agree it's so that they can have their like final run working with whoever the hell they want. Having these dream matches, like what we talked about John Moxley is doing, looks like CM Punk is doing as well. They're just like cherry picking, I want to feud with this guy, that guy. It's a little bit like what Chris Jericho did. But the only difference is Chris Jericho did it in the inception and is what made AEW big. Whereas they're already coming in when AEW has a level of a fan base already.
Yeah, and even CM Punk admitted that he was taking a wait and see approach to see whether this thing will do well. Basically, he is like a lot of Singaporeans lah. When successful, then hop on the bandwagon.
Okay, if not successful, then no, I didn't want to do it to begin with. I have a lot of excuses, But yeah, so now the roster is going to bloat like nobody's business.
Yes, correct.
Rotunda coming in just means less space for the AEW OGs.
I'm curious, bro. Like, what does this mean for WWE? Because I think this is an opportunity. I really think this is an opportunity because while this is what happened in WCW and WWF, right? Back in the day, all the talents, everyone was being cherry picked by WCW. Focus was on WCW for 1 or 2 years. They were on a hot run. Yeah. But in that time, WWE focused on younger talent and built up younger stars. They had their next generation of the Attitude Era stars. I believe that is what WWE is going to do moving forward.
And while he's hoping that they do exactly that, and if anything, this benefits the wrestling fan. We will have so many things to watch, so many things to talk about, people jumping left and right. Like once the first defector from AEW goes over to WWE, that's going to be the big one. So who's going to be the first? I'm excited to see.
Bro. I know in my heart who's going to go.
Okay. It's Paul White.
Paul White can retire in peace in AEW, bro. Okay. A young, hot talent that will go to WWE.
QT Marshall.
Bro, I said hot and young. Doesn't describe QT Marshall at all.
Marco Stunt.
Young but not hot.
Okay, MJF.
Okay, MJF. I do see MJF as a potential, but this is a very left field choice. But I believe someone like Ricky Starks will go to WWE.
Yeah. He would be an amazing addition to the 205 Live roster.
Yes, with Mansoor.
Poor guy.
But I feel like WWE will probably pick the talents that is being unnoticed in AEW right now.
But bro, you know what's gonna happen, right? Now that okay, I know it's the joke right now that Daniel Bryan and friggin' CM Punk and to a lesser extent, I guess Adam Cole and Ruby Soho are in AEW. Break glass in case of emergency. Dong.
Why?
When will The Undertaker make his inevitable return? Look, it's happening. It's gonna fucking happen. As much as we all don't want to see it, we know there's gonna be knee-jerk reactions. Okay, we need to bring back The Undertaker.
Yeah, but who is he gonna? What he is basically, if CM Punk comes in to just have a payday, what the hell is Undertaker's gonna do? Is he gonna fight Triple H for the 500th time?
Triple H returns to the ring. How about that? It's time to play the game.
You know he is gonna return to the ring for sure.
Yeah. So I know it's the joke, but do you think there is a chance they will break glass in case of emergency and bring back the Undertaker?
Well, Undertaker said it himself. He will do it if he's asked. The thing is, why he doesn't? Okay, like in what scenario does he need to come back against who? You know what I mean?
Undertaker Goldberg, Crown Jewel, Part 2.
I just had a crazy thought. Undertaker Roman Reigns, Part 2.
Wow.
I think that's something that WWE would do.
Nashwan says Sunberg is all elite. Yes, Sunberg needs to go to all elite. That would be hilarious.
Bro, Sunberg, Cruiserweight division, Wifeberg in the women's division.
Yeah.
Oldberg, man.
Look, I feel like it is inevitable that Oldberg shows up in AEW sometime down the road because
for the money. Yeah.
For the money, yeah. We all know that he will do it for the money and legacy. Okay, like look, he has like 2-3 matches on his WWE contract. After that, I mean, WWE is not blind. They can see the matches he's been having, right? They're just all awful to terrible, and the crowds are booing him. So once his contract is up, AEW is going to be like, okay, yeah, let's see if we want to bring him in, give him some money just to pop a crowd.
It goes against like whatever Tony Khan has said about wanting to build up the next generation of stars.
I hope that it does. More than anybody, I hope it doesn't happen. But you know that like deep down inside, like maybe just to show up one time and
Yeah.
Goldberg versus QT Marshall.
Goldberg is what you call like a diminishing asset.
Yeah,
he really is.
Diminishing returns. The more you bring him back, the less people are gonna give a crap. At this point, people already don't give a crap. So, Undertaker, Roman Reigns, sure. Undertaker comes back to claim his yacht at WrestleMania. See, okay, there is actually one big name that WWE can bring back to counter this. It's just a money issue and whether he wants to do it. We're not talking about John. Yeah. Not talking about John Cena because he just came back and did the thing with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, right? And John Cena will come back at a drop of a hat for WrestleMania. He's the WWE guy. But The Rock is the only one else out there that could return and move the needle.
Yeah, but I think The Rock is only due one last run. Like there's also like yes, it will be great. It will be memorable. Yeah. But I think WWE has to save it for like the timing needs to be perfect, and they know that once they use this, they can't use him anymore. He's almost 50 years old. Can you believe it? The Rock is almost 50 years old.
Yeah, and he's also too expensive at this point too, because he's a legit bona fide Hollywood star. Like Cena is not at that level yet. He's still like, he's the main guy's cousin, the main guy's brother, or some shit like that. But he's gonna have his own HBO show soon. So like, how many times can you bring back John Cena as well? Before that gets old as well. But yeah, The Rock is the last, like literally, like you just said, the last, like your trump card. After you use that card, there's no more. Who?
They are really okay. You know what I consider The Rock is like Bret Hart in 1997 at this point. Like he is like, he will come back and he will be like a big box office, but they need to find their Stone Cold. They need to find their even Shawn Michaels is considered old at that point. They need to find their Rock, their new Rock.
Speaking of which, Stone Cold Steve Austin
to return to the ring. Come on, bro. Like, we don't even want to see Goldberg anymore.
Bro, did you just I feel personally attacked. You just compared Goldberg to Stone Cold Steve Austin, the ringmaster. What?
No, I didn't compare that in terms of in-ring ability. I'm saying that even Kurt Angle, as amazing as he is, I don't want to see him in the ring anymore.
True. Okay.
You know what I mean?
But see, Kurt Angle's style was this hard-hitting wrestling guy, right? Stone Cold, he can just go in there, punch, kick, punch, kick, and do one stunner. That's it.
Yeah, bro. No, I've seen Stone Cold half naked recently. He looks like an old man, bro. He really is. You know what? The only thing that looks like Stone Cold now is his botak head and his biceps. That's why he's wearing a shirt, bro.
Bro, when you say he looks like an old man, I was like, that's CM Punk right now.
Ooh, shots fired, bro.
He looked like an old man too. And nothing wrong with that. It's just time.
I know, but you're the same age as him, bro. It's nothing bad.
No, I am an old man too. You know what I'm saying? But
no, but you look young for your age.
Oh, thank you very much. Edison says there's one more guy, Kaiser Trexus.
Bro, we need to focus on the next generation, and Trexus is one of them. You know, we will support him when the time comes. After he gets out of his NXT bodyguard gig. But bro, you know who I'm excited for?
Who?
Gable Stevenson.
Yes. What was he? He's like a wrestler, right? Like a Olympic wrestler, is it?
He's WWE's second only wrestling gold medalist. Right. He won this year's Tokyo, and he really looks like a beast, bro. He looks like a what Montez Ford and who's that other guy? Street Profits.
Yeah. Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank?
He's so forgettable. Guys, who is Montez Ford's partner?
The D'Lo Brown of this generation.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is Gable Stevenson looks like him but jacked.
Yeah. I know who. It wasn't he like teasing like, oh, should I go UFC? Should I go WWE? That kind of a deal.
Yeah. There was a lot of people trying to recruit him. I think for both UFC and WWE.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think that's what WWE needs to do. They need to start finding these like purebred athletes that I guess looks box office, and that's what they want, right?
Yeah, so that's the whole point of this new NXT direction, right? Not necessarily looking for indie wrestlers, but to train these athletes from other sports to sort of become that big box office attraction, which is what the WWE is. Less about pro wrestling, more about sports entertainment.
Fucking hell, Angelo Dawkins, bro.
Angelo Dawkins, yes. I was like, trying to Google what's his name.
Oh my God, yeah, same, bro, same. Okay, but that's what WWE needs to focus on. Like, they really have that crop of talent that I think is just there waiting to explode. I mean, you know what? Somebody I like in NXT, somebody that I think can be a star of the future, Austin Theory. Come on. Austin Theory is essentially Randy Orton.
Yeah. When he finally returns, he's been gone for a while. If you talk about NXT, Cameron Grimes also. Like I don't know how high he.
I think he'll be like a lovable.
Okay, yeah, you have a bit of a lag issue right now. So, in terms of Cameron Grimes, yeah, I feel like he might have a bit of a ceiling because of his comedy shtick. At the end of the day, you need to be able to be on like a big poster, on the billboards. And I don't know if a comedy shtick would sell, but he's definitely talent in that. Yeah, he could definitely be like the co-main event, or he could, be one of those underdog stories.
As easily as next year, I can foresee Big E being a main eventer. I think his time is coming really, really soon.
Yep.
On the Raw side, I mean, I know Riddle has his haters, but Riddle is undeniably a star.
Oh, yeah, no doubt at all. Yeah. Baron Corbin, actually. How about Baron Corbin as a underdog? Happy Corbin now.
Baron Corbin is, I think he is so underrated. He's such a company guy. Yeah. He does everything that's asked of the company, and that's all you can ever want, right, out of your employee. Yeah. So much respect to him.
Talking about it, like I know a lot of people, and me included. I'm a huge fan of John Morrison, especially the stuff he's been doing with The Miz. But on Raw, The Miz didn't show up for Raw or something like that. I don't know why. I don't know if they updated. And so he had a random match with Omos.
Omos, yeah.
And then he had a backstage segment. I was like, wow, it was rough.
Chicken talk or what?
Yeah. there's like him and the Miz play off well with each other, like because he talks nonsense, like he's a bit himbotic in a way. So like the Miz plays off of his nonsense well. He plays off the Miz, but by himself it's like, oh no.
Explains a lot, lah.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Which is such a shame.
Yeah, because I mean, look at the guy. He screams box office. It's just he doesn't have the X factor or the charisma to sell it, lah. So yeah, I mean, exciting times as a pro wrestling fan. I mean, we got what's going on in AEW, WWE. Definitely will have to buck up. We'll have to do big things. What's the next one? Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules, end of the month, September, and also I believe that we also can't forget the women's division. Becky Lynch is a bona fide star, in my opinion. Bianca Belair is also a star.
Yeah. And the rumors are that Paige, could make a return. So I don't know. Maybe that's what WWE can counter with. Paige.
Yeah. They are banking on, I think, like their mainstream appeal. So sometimes we forget about that as well.
Right. And of course, Paige has a huge fan base, both from Twitch and her previous video endeavors.
Feel free on the chat to tell us your reviews of her previous movies.
You mean...
And when I say movie, I mean Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, Fighting with My Family. That one, I never watched that movie.
Bro, it was actually quite good.
Oh, was it? Okay, I'll have to watch the movie. Oh, what about the movie that starred the other WWE superstar?
Who?
You know, the one who plays the trombone. Anyway, okay, let's move on.
Oh, same movie, like talking about the same movie already, bro.
Oh, you mean he was in Fighting with My Family? Yeah.
Okay, but let's agree to let's put a bow on this whole situation. I believe All Out was the best AEW pay-per-view of this year.
Look, I paid $30 on the Fight app, and I don't feel like I wasted my money. So
yes, I did as well.
Kudos to them. They did their job. Everyone, I think, brought it. So yeah.
The last time I paid money for AEW pay-per-view was Revolution 2020 before the pandemic.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I think they built up the stories well enough. We made us want to watch and pay money for it. So that's all that you can ask for, right?
I'm just interested to see, like I said, they really blew all their loads, showed all their cards. Where does this lead them? And how does this impact the rest of their roster? Because now you have all these guys who are going to get all the shine. How even like someone like Miro seems like old news. Someone like, you know what I mean? Like Malachi Black, CM Punk seems like, they are not the new shiny toy anymore. Whereas if Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole didn't debut yet, if they held them off, they would still be the main storylines.
Yeah. But I think now the fact that they show all the cards also can be a good thing because they can't rely on that surprise factor anymore. They have to start telling good stories.
Yes.
Because I'm also curious. I'm curious to see with CM Punk without all the hype anymore, without all the people get used to the entrance, him just being a character, how is he going to make himself compelling? And I want to see that.
Him not freaking being in Chicago because he can't be in Chicago every week.
Yes. So like all those elements out of the way, like, and he has to show himself out. Like he has to be the best in the world. What is he going to do? So those narratives are pretty... As wrestling fans, you want to see all these intertwining storylines, multiverses happening, right?
Yes, the WWE universe, and then the AEW universe, and then the New Japan Forbidden Door, and all that shit. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. We keep saying that, but like right now, it is so true.
Legitimately is. And the proof is in the pudding, guys. The amount of people we have on the chat, talking and interacting, I think we really appreciate it. We started like literally from nobody, and now we have such a great community, and we really appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely. And thank you so much once again for joining us here on the YouTube live stream. Like I mentioned earlier, if you missed any of it, you missed my rant on CM Punk or my wonderful words about the best match of All Out, QT Marshall versus The Big Show, you can always check out the audio version on Spotify as well as on Apple Podcasts and all podcast platforms. Just search for Kick to the Gut, and if you can follow us on those platforms, hey, feel free to do so. Help us out. Also, help us out by hitting like on the video right now. You can watch the video back if you want to see our handsome faces while we talk about pro wrestling. And remember, every Monday afternoon, well, we'll try to anyway, unless we have some other commitments, but Monday afternoons, 12 noon Singapore time, we will be here to talk wrestling.
Yes. Well, quick notes for next week. I think we might need to stress a bit, relieve some stress because we've been talking about reviews. SummerSlam was just a few weeks ago.
Yep.
All Out. So I think we're going to take a bit of a left turn next week and have a more lepak kind of interview. What about it, bro?
Right. That sounds like a good idea. We have a special guest lined up for you. Yeah. So, and we'll step back into our time machine and revisit a not so long ago era, but an era we all remember.
Yes.
Very
a lot
well.
of people talk about the golden era of the 80s, the attitude era, all this nostalgia. But I think in recent years, bro, the ruthless aggression era has finally gotten its just credit.
Oh, you mean not the PG era? No.
Bro, give me another 30 years. I'm fucking old. Maybe I might miss that shit.
Yeah. Not the Thunderdome era? Okay, no. Yes, the Ruthless Aggression era. We'll revisit that with a very special guest. You'll find out more on our social media, so follow us on Kick to the Gut, especially on Instagram. That's where we are most active. You know, we got polls on our Insta stories all the time, so do us a favor, hit that follow. Kick to the Gut. You can find us on all the platforms, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. We are not like the cool kids, so we are not on Twitter. Are we on Twitter? I don't think we are.
No, we are not on Twitter, bro. If we are cool kids, we are on TikTok, but we are not that cool yet.
Fuck. I have no time for that shit.
But you know what, guys? Appreciate you guys coming on hopping on the chat, giving your likes and listening and reacting. Thank you so much for the last couple of days. Over the weekend, so many people have been DMing us, talking about their opinions of AEW and All Out. We love to hear the community here in Singapore, and please continue interacting with us.
Hell yeah. All right. So thank you so much for hanging out today. I hope you enjoyed AEW All Out. I hope you enjoyed talking about it and listening to us rant about it as well. We will see you. Oh, Bullet Club Live. Okay, Bullet Club.
Yeah, respect.
Avengers. My team more powerful.
Okay, go.
It's Mister Young.
And it's for in the building. Take care.
We out of here, yo.